This is a very nice eyelet-less white dress, but it's a little bit too long and my customer wants to shorten it. The desired length is just right below of the lines, and today's challenge is that this is a cuff and as well it has a placket. So we have to open everything and then take it inside in between and then close everything back the same way it was, and will be fantastic. So I'm just opening now the placket just to see how it's going inside. Just checking everything to know the way it's sewn and how the placket is connected to the dress. This is a pretty much standard sewing of placket. And now I'm gonna open the cuff so I can go inside. And I know that it sounds a lot of job and you don't necessarily need to do all of it. A lot of people will be just happy by folding the cuff in a very nice way, trying to hide the edges, because you know the dress comes open and when you fold it you can pretty much see the edges and then you have to kind of fold it. This is what I don't like about it. This is why I want to do it the right way. So I will start by the easiest part, which is the back part, because this one doesn't have any placket, and I'm gonna open just the center, like just enough to turn the cuff out and be able to maneuver everything. So when I have my cuff out, I'm gonna accommodate very well in the same way that it was before, and I'm gonna make sure to pin both pieces together in a way that it won't create any bumps and it will be all flat and nice. And then I will just stitch below my last line, which is where I want my dress to be finished. And then I will just cut the excess of material. Any other tailor would leave half an inch seam allowance or something like that, but me, I left around 1 inch of seam allowance. My fear. So this is the way it looks. I am just turning to the other side and then I'm going to my ironing board and I will iron everything flat and nice. I don't know why, but I love this kind of fabric. It reminds me the dresses I had as a child. So now the rest is very easy. It's just to stitch it back. The pro tailor will just do one top stitch with all the pieces together, but in my case I prefer to sew the back first and then turn the material and then top stitch. That way I'm sure that I'm catching everything. Then is the turn for the front, which has 2 pieces, of course, and let me show you how I did it. I opened the cuff inside out as I did with the back part, and then I pin it in the same manner. And as well, of course, I did the top stitch below the last line and cut it. Everything is the same until now. And I'm going to my ironing board, and this was easier to iron. So the trick here is the placket. And then as I did with the back part, I'm gonna sew the cuff from the back just to make everything easier, and then I'm going to sew it from the top. And that way I have my whole cuff, and let's just work on the placket. I'm gonna measure the length, and I'm gonna measure in both sides, at the front and at the back. And then I'm going to turn my placket inside out, and I'm gonna make sure that my 2 marks are exactly in the same point. Oops. And then I'm gonna mark it on the top so I can stitch it comfortably. Then I'm gonna cut the excess of material. In this case, I'm leaving a little bit less because otherwise it won't look good at all. And then I will turn it to the right side, and I'm going to push out the corner, making sure that it looks really good and square. And then I'm gonna sew the placket exactly in the opposite way I did the cuff. I'm gonna go to the top and I'm going to sew the top part of the placket. You can see that now the other part is very loose. and then I'm gonna go and make a stitch in the ditch to catch the part of the back. You know, when you stitch in the ditch, is to hide the top stitch, but it's supposed to catch the inside of the placket. And lastly, I'm gonna do the top stitch at around 1/4 inch as it was in the original. So I copied the original way to do my placket, and it's all done. Here you go, the before and after. And I have a question for you. Do you think that the amount of effort that we put into this hem is worth it for the result? For you personally? What are your thoughts on that? And guys, if you find this video useful, please give us a like and don't forget to subscribe, share, comment. Bye!